McDonald's to the city's biggest shopping center, the Olympia Mall. Authorities say young people are among the dead and wounded. Our Aaron McLaughlin has more from Germany.
German police now say the sole suspect in the Munich shooting has committed suicide. The chief called the chaos caused by the 18-year-old German Iranian the most difficult day he has had in 40 years.
The events of yesterday, of this night, makes us sad and speechless. Our thoughts are especially with the victims.
An intense exchange with what appears to be the shooter turned up on social media Friday. The suspect attacker seems to have a disturbed mental state and insults Turks and other foreigners throughout the exchange. The shots rang out Friday at a popular shopping center. One witness describes the gunman targeting children.
Still killing the children. They make nothing. The children were sitting to eat.
Special forces from Bavaria and surrounding federal states were called in as reinforcements. Authorities locked down the city as they searched for the gunman. They urged people to stay home. Restaurants and other businesses closed and public transit shut down. President Obama was briefed on the situation.
Our hearts go out to those who may have been injured. It's still an active situation, and Germany is one of our closest allies, so we are going to pledge all the support that they may need.
The attack is the latest in a series of recent tragedies in Europe. Last week, 84 people were killed in Nice, France, when a gunman ran a truck through a celebration for Bastille Day. And earlier this week, a 17-year-old Afghan man injured several people on a train in southern Germany with an axe.
Aaron McLaughlin reporting there, and she joins us now live from Munich. Aaron, we know that there are 3 people in grave condition, those that were shot. What more are you learning, and what's the reaction there in Munich to all of this?
People here, Natalie, I would say, are in shock. I spoke to one man who was outside of the McDonald's as the attack unfolded. He described to me the horror as he held one of the victims in his arms. The victim would later die. He also talked about what the attacker was yelling as all of this was going on. He was railing against, quote, foreigners. Take a listen.
I heard a scream at first. You foreigners. I am German. You will get it. And then the first shots were fired, and the boy of about 14 or 17 years of age, who was left for me, collapsed, fell to the floor. And then the next shots were fired. And then I threw my bicycle to the side and went myself to safety on my belly in the direction of the boy. I spoke with the boy, tried to make sure that he stayed alert. And in the meantime, more shots were fired. I estimate about 20 to 30. The boy asked me for help. I tried to talk with him, asked him his name, his age, if he had a girlfriend. I tried to make sure that he looks at me, that his eyes are open.
Such an emotional account. As you can see behind me, this area outside the mall is still cordoned off. Investigators are still inside the mall conducting a forensic investigation. Victims have yet to be identified. Natalie?
And Aaron, a mass attack like this, a shooting in Germany, that is unusual because there's not that number of guns in the country.
That's right, Natalie. Germany has some of the strictest gun control laws in all of Europe. In fact, you can't get a weapon unless there's some sort of credible reason. Assault weapons also banned. Now, in terms of the weapon this assailant was using in that press conference, it was something that they talked about. They said that he had a pistol. Now, there were earlier witness reports that he had sort of a long-barreled gun, but so far, police say they have not been able to find that kind of weapon on his body.
9 people dead, people are in the hospital. Any idea how many people perhaps came in contact with this gunman before he committed suicide? How many people perhaps were in that mall? Any numbers?
At the moment, what we do know is that it was an incredibly chaotic scene, so much so that investigators are still trying to understand just how this assailant was able to escape. They say that he escaped to an area near the mall, and that is where police believe he turned the gun on himself and committed suicide.
Aaron McLaughlin for us there in Munich, Germany. Aaron, thank you.
The